Hey, my name is Ryan Earnhardt from CreativeSoundLab.tv, where audio recording is an art form. And today I'm continuing the Tone series. The Tone series is really just about how to help make sounds that you want come out of your speakers. There's a lot of frustration out there. There's a lot of, what gives? What am I doing wrong? I'm here to help eliminate some of those questions to really help you make the sounds that you want come out of your speakers. And so today we're going to be kind of looking into a little bit into the drums and something on the more production end, really about how loudness of the performance of the drummer really can shape and direct the entire tone of the drums. And like I said in the previous episodes, if you'd like these tracks that we're using today, feel free to download them. I'm going to be providing you with a drum track. It may not be all the demo tracks, but I will provide with you a drum track starting this week to go along with the mix files for Flint's song that we've been mixing so far. We're also going to have a mix off at CreativeSoundLab.tv. Let's go ahead and get started with drum tones and why loudness matters. So the physical loudness and the actual intensity that the drummer places drums can make a huge difference in the overall tone of the drum kit. And so we have a loud hit, let's say on a snare drum, and you have a soft hit on a snare drum. The loud hit is going to have a lot more attack, and the attack itself is going to sound much more different than a soft hit on the snare drum. Maybe a rim shot on that snare drum is going to have more high end. It's going to punch a little bit easier through a dense mix, where the soft hit on that snare drum is going to kind of blend in. It's going to have a lot more kind of sustain right behind that attack. And let me show you kind of what I mean is, let's just say that both of these are of equal volume in the final mix. So let's say they're both at -6 from unity, and same volume. What would they sound different? Or how would they sound different? Well, this one can only go so loud, and so the sustain is just not going to cut through. The attack is just fine, it'll be heard, but it's going to be a very short sounding drum. You'll hear the attack and then it'll be gone. This drum, however, the sustain actually has a chance that it could poke through. It's almost a part of that attack. The attack and the sustain are almost one. And so this actually has a much different sound. All things being equal, is you're going to get a much different drum tone out of a softly hit drum than you would a very forcefully hit drum. Now to put a name to a couple of these sounds, let's just say that you have, let's say the Black Keys. Okay, the Black Keys, maybe some Motown recordings, very popular, jazz players, all this sound, right? The drums sound very different when hit softly. To put like this, let's say, and I'm thinking of actual bands in pop music, let's say Kings of Leon, okay? Kind of a modern rock drum sound, okay? So you have, every backbeat is a rim shot, then you have sustain. Of course, we're, using compression to try to get the most out of this sustain, but it's that attack that is characterized. It's not characterized, but it is essential for that style. It is the sound. Where this here, it is that attack, but it's also kind of a mix. It's the whole vibe of the drum. And so with, mixing and volume and even compression, we can raise this up. Sometimes even distortion is added, the mic pre or other circuits. And so this can sound loud, but it is actually that loud. It's actually a softly played drum. So we have to really consider how loud is the drummer hitting. And the way that you determine that, at least from my ears, is you listen to the attack. Listen to the attack of the loud and the soft, and it'll give you inside information on how loud that drum is actually being played. Okay, so what I've done for you is recorded 2 different drum takes, one loud, one soft. This first loud take is really played with heavier sticks, much more forcefully on the toms, rim shots on the snare, and bearing that beater into the kick drum. You'll notice an accentuated attack on the kit as a whole. and the floor tom especially will sound much different in the loud take than the soft take. Everything that you're hearing is made from the tracks that I've made available to you. I reamped the guitars, and I also reamped the vocal. The guitar amp that you see in front of the bass drum is my own sub-kick. I'm just using the silver speaker out of that 212 combo. It's running into a direct box and into a preamp. This sub-kick sounds actually really amazing, and it'll be a part of the tracks that you can download starting this week. Everything you're hearing is pretty raw. Only effect at all on these drums is a single stereo compressor on the overhead microphones. Now in the soft take, we can really hear how the performance of the drums is affecting the sound of the drums. We hear a lot more sustain, a lot more tone. Our ears can appreciate the notes of the drums a little bit better. The downside is that we're not able to cut through the mix as well with our drum tracks. Now let's hear the loud take. And now the soft take. Back to the loud take. I actually really like both takes. There's definitely not a right or wrong answer here. It's just what's more appropriate for the song that you're recording. Okay, so, loudness really does matter. This is just one quick hack that you could easily say, hey, why don't we try something different? And then I'll adjust my mic pre's so that the loudness is still the same in the studio, but out in the live room it's dramatically different. This is just a quick, really a quick tip that can be easily employed. A lot of times I forget to do this sort of stuff, and I'm a drummer, so this is really cool. If you want just a little inspiration, try just changing up the volume. All of a sudden the drums respond totally differently. You get totally different new set of tones. Like I said, it's genre dependent, so playing softly is almost like a totally different genre than playing very loudly and forcefully. Like I said, if you'd like to download the tracks, feel free to download them and join me over at creativesoundlab.tv. I'll see you next week.